Hello, once again. We are thanking and praising God for the opportunity that He's blessed us with to come and to share with you on our Word Wednesday. It is an honor. Just want to make sure that we give everybody an opportunity to receive the notification that we are live. We are live, and we thank God for the opportunity to go live for His people. We've been dealing with 2 Timothy chapter 3, and we will be there for a while. So if you don't happen to see the link posted there, know that we are still in 2 Timothy chapter 3. And we're going to be going over this list that we've been dealing with for a minute now. We've been trying to, just pace ourselves as we really dissect the meaning of these different words that we've been dealing with. In 2 Timothy, let me read this quickly so that we can move right along in what we have. I pray that the people of God will just promptly, join in and follow along with us. Pick up wherever they log in at. So 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, and we'll read down to where we're going to start on this evening. Again, we thank God for each and every one of you that joined us in our Word Wednesday. We do not take your joining us for granted. Verse 1, know this, or this know also, that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Unthankful and unholy. And it goes to say, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. And verse 5 says, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. From such turn away. From such turn away. Now, we should be very familiar with the list that 2 Timothy gives us in dealing with what we ought to be anticipating and looking for, because it is evident. It is evident if you look around us now in the world in which we live. This list here is so evident and clear. Anybody could see it. If you just open up your eyes, you can see what is going on. Now, where we are in this list is we are dealing with where it talks about being unthankful and unholy. Okay? Unthankful and unholy. So what we're going to be doing this evening is we're going to be drawing the connection between unthankful and unholy. We'll be making the connection between unthankful and unholy, because there's a connection with this whole list. There's a connection. These are literally weaved into one another. Into one another. And as we break these words down, and as we go over them, we'll see the connection. So we're gonna make the connection tonight with unthankful and unholy. Unthankful and unholy. So flow with me here. So as we proceed on, we're going to look into the meaning of unthankful. Okay? And we're going to look and see the meaning of that, and to see watch this, what thankful means in the original Greek language of the New Testament. So in order to get a clear understanding of what unthankful is, we got to really begin to dissect what it means to be thankful. What it means to be thankful. 1 second. Amen. So we are going to make a distinction. A distinction between what it means to be thankful. In order to know what unthankfulness is, we got to be clear about what thankfulness. So pardon the interruption that we just had there. Okay. The Greek word translated thankful that is primarily used throughout the New Testament is charistos or charistos. The word charistos is derived from the word charis. It is derived from the word charis. Okay? The word charisto is derived from the word charis, which is the New Testament word for grace. For grace. It is the New Testament word for grace. It more fully expresses the idea of one's heart, or whose heart is thankful, grateful, and appreciative. Okay? It is more fully expressed, and it expresses the specific idea of one whose heart is thankful, grateful, and appreciative for any given reason or for various reasons. Okay? The Greek word charistos depicts an inward awareness of having been fortunate or well treated. We're still talking about being thankful. And being thankful in the Greek, this word is literally deriving from the word charistos. Okay, where we get the idea of being grateful, being thankful, and being appreciative. Okay, the Greek word charistos depicts an inward awareness of having been fortunate or well treated. Thus, the word thankful, translated from charistos, projects the deep inward feeling of one who is thankful, grateful, and appreciative for what one has received or how one has been treated by others. How one has been treated by others. So we're going to look at those three words: thankful, grateful, and appreciative. Thankful, grateful, and appreciative. Now again, we're going through this portion of it so that we have a greater understanding of what it means to be unthankful. Okay? To be unthankful. So the three words that we're going to dive into, okay, is the word thankful, grateful, and appreciative. The word thankful is concerned with a person's, watch this, attitude towards his good fortune. A person's attitude towards his good fortune rather than his feelings towards anyone responsible for it. So think about that. Think about that. It is directed towards one's person or a person's attitude towards his good fortune over his feelings towards anyone responsible for the good fortune. But he's focused in on his good fortune. That's all that they're concerned with, is their good fortune. Now, in dealing with this definition of what this means, is can you see the connection with other words in the list that the writer of 2 Timothy 3 tells us about? Remember now, he starts this with, for men shall become lovers of their own selves. Of their own selves. Can you see the connection now? So rather than this person concern is for the person who's responsible for their good fortune, their attitude is towards the good fortune itself. Their focus is on the good fortune itself. Okay? Thus, all of these, thankfulness, gratitude, and appreciation, are the expression of a person who is thankful that he has experienced blessings. Okay? All of these, thankfulness, gratitude, and appreciation, are expressions of a person who is thankful that he has experienced these blessings. Okay? In one way or the other. Okay? Gratefulness towards the person or people who treated him kindly and wants to express how appreciative he is for the kindness shown. All these is included in the word thankful. All these are included in the word thankful. Okay? Unthankfulness, when thankfulness, watch this, is concealed. Unthankfulness, when thankfulness is concealed. It's concealed. So we're going to look at how what the Spirit of God is referring to when he says in society at large will become unthankful in the last days. Because remember, this is one of the things that the writer of 2 Timothy is highlighting, what we should be looking to expect in the last days. In the last days, it simply tells us that there are people that will be unthankful and unholy. So we are going to draw the connection between unthankfulness and unholiness. But we want to make sure that we have a clear understanding of what unthankfulness is. What unthankfulness is. Okay? The word unthankful is the Greek word akaristos. Akaristos. Remember now, we talked about what thankfulness is. It's dealing with charistos. And unthankfulness is charistos, which is the word charistos, which is an a affixed to the front of it. In the Greek, the little prefix a has a counseling effect. Whenever you see that a at the beginning of it, that a suggests a cancellation there. It has a concealing effect. Although a person was once thankful, something has occurred and his thankfulness has been canceled. That's how we get the word akaristos. A person who was thankful has become unthankful. The meaning charistos, the Greek word translated thankful, is radically altered when the little a is attached to the front of it. The little a literally changes its meaning from thankful to unthankful. From thankful to unthankful. In other words, the use of the Greek word Eucharistos alerts us to although a thankful attitude previously prevailed, for some reason now the same person has lost his thankful, grateful, and appreciative attitude and is now unthankful. Okay? Thoughts of unthankfulness, ingratitude, and unappreciativeness now fill the heart of this individual. Okay? So we're getting a clear understanding of where we are. It's talking about an individual who once held the attitude of gracefulness, who once held the attitude of thankfulness, but now for whatever reason, no longer holds these perspectives or attitudes, but an attitude of unthankfulness, an attitude of ingratitude, an attitude of unappreciativeness. So the word unthankful is profoundly important to the writer. It's profoundly important to the writer. It is imperative that we understand what Paul was prophesying concerning a last day age in which the people will become so unthankful, so ungrateful, and so unappreciative that they feel, watch this, they feel entitled to everything. Can you see society as a whole now? Where folk now just feel entitled. They feel like they don't have to show gratitude, show appreciativeness. They feel like that they don't have to be thankful. That all of the good fortune is owed to them. This is what we are seeing in the day that we're living in. Where many don't want to hear the truth because the truth might challenge their ungratefulness. So we're dealing with a society where everyone thinks that they are owed something. Everyone thinks that they're owed something. An entitlement attitude. An entitlement attitude. Watch this. When a person feels entitled to everything, he loses his thankfulness for nearly everything. Why should a person be thankful when he feels he is entitled to everything he is ever given? Entitled to it. Didn't have to work for it. Didn't have to say thank you for it. Don't appreciate it, but feels entitled to it. That it's owed to him. How does this come about? How does this come about? Okay? This sense of entitlement is destructive to the individuals, and it leads society as a whole into a state of unthankfulness. Exactly what the Holy Spirit prophesied would emerge in society at the end of the age. At the end of the age. We're not at the end of the age yet. We just entered into this age. Now, we got to understand that because we see things happening so quickly, so rapidly, the end of the age will be upon us before we blink. Before we blink. Today's society is filled with people who are ruled by a sense of entitlement. One writer correctly stated that such individuals have an unrealistic, unmerited, or inappropriate expectation of favorable living conditions and favorable treatment at the hands of others. Watch this. Favorable living conditions. This, I mean, when you look at this, You see it, it is just as clear as day. You see it everywhere. Where these people in this last day age have an inappropriate expectation of favorable living conditions. As if this, this entitlement or this favor is just something that is owed to them. And to be honest with you, as ministers of the gospel, we have to bear some of the responsibility for it. Because of the way that we communicate the scriptures to people. Oh, the favor of God is upon you. And they're living any kind of way. Now, we're not talking about earning salvation. They have nothing to do with earning salvation. But to go about living life as if the favor of God is owed to us when the price for what we have is a tremendous price to be paid.